Hi, everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Fennec Shand from the Mandalorian. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. There will even be one for color. But for now, for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. So, I know what I want to do. I just got to get it there real fast. And this one's going to be a different pose. I thought of something a little crazier, a little different. We'll just say that, a little different. That's what I'm going to say. I just got to see if this is going to make sense because I know what I want to do, but again, you know, for all I know, this is going to be, I'm going to look at it and go, nope, change my mind. They're not going to see this video. But, you know, maybe not. Maybe I'll just show you anyway, because I also want to show you that, you know, not everything is perfect. We're going to make mistakes, and I want to show you a good one only, you know, because I want you to be able to draw. But like I said, I also want you to see that we all make mistakes and we all make things that aren't perfect, you know? So I'm trying to go for like an action pose. She's hunched over, she's got one leg out, one leg in, you know, but we'll see. We'll see if we're gonna get it there. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the knee down to here. And this is also something I always try to emphasize with you guys a lot, that you gotta get them in these poses first before you can get with the detail, because you know, a lot of times I'll see people like on tutorials, or I'll just, not even tutorials, if I just see, you know, I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see people starting little videos and stuff, and they'll start with just the head and draw their way out. It worked for the videos that I watched, and maybe it works for you, but I'm telling you right now, it's bad practice. Get in the hang of drawing the entire thing first, get it where you want it, then add the detail. Because, like I said, there's nothing more frustrating than getting where you want, and then all of a sudden, you know, you say we're starting with the head, we're drawing, and then the feet are like way down here. You fell off the whole page. And if you're fine with that, okay. But, you know, I just want to try to get you into the habit of planning things out, because you're going to get a much better drawing, you're going to get a much happier result if you plan everything that you're going to do. Okay, so the other tricky thing about this is I don't have a full picture of her costume. Like, this is just from what I can see in screenshots, and there isn't the full costume in the screenshots. Like, go back and watch The Mandalorian. I don't know when you're watching this, but as of right now, if you've seen the episode with Fennec Shand, you know what happens to her. That's the only episode that she's in so far. So in other words, I haven't seen the last episode. I doubt she's back in it already, but there's no picture of her boots. The picture of her in the end, I'm trying to think of how to pose this, how to say this without spoiling it for people who haven't seen it. The picture of her in the end is the only picture that you can see of kind of a boot, but that's it. You can't see the entire thing. So I kind of have to make a lot of this up, which is no big deal, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But at least I'm giving you something to draw, and that's the most important part, you know? That's what I wanted to go for here. And this is actually working out. I think I'm very happy with this pose and where it's going. I'll try to find some more. There are a few details I can see. And that's why I was just checking on the little sleeves here. And let's see. Okay, so her head's right here. So pardon me as I talk this through. Her head's right here. I'll put the collar like that. And we'll do like the detail that, like this. And there's a square there. Okay, I think that might work. Alright, and let's see if I can find... Yeah, so I think it just closes like that for the front of the jacket. Yeah. Alright, I think that might work. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the rest. So I think what I want to do is I want to do like a fist over here. Something like this. And there's the glove. Once I do this, bring it in like this. Okay, sorry I got a little quiet there. Sometimes I get quiet whenever I'm adding the details to my sketches. All right, that ought to work for that. That's not bad. There we go. That's the missing detail that I needed. And I'm getting a little thick here, so I'm going to have to erase, but I will. I'm going to erase a lot of this anyway because I want the Sharpie to stand out, not the pencil lines. Okay, let's see. What can we do for this hand? This one we're going to, yeah, action pose it out. And I'll be doing some dynamic hand poses or tutorials coming up soon. For now, just follow along and see where we go with this. And you know what you should really do is you should practice or get yourself some books. There are some old comic books. Well, there's an old artist called Bern Hogarth, and he is an amazing comic book artist from a long time ago. And he actually does books called Dynamic Poses, and they're really, really good. And they help you learn, like, if this is your arm, perspective this way, where this is closer, this is behind it, where the curves go, stuff like that. That's an important thing to know with like finger digits and stuff like that, you know. So that's what I'm saying. For the hand, I got it kind of weird, wonky position right now, but that's dynamic posing. And that's what you need to learn to be able to just put it in whatever pose you want, you know? So let's see what I can do for the face here. This is where it's going to get tricky because I'm never good at making characters look like who they are. I need to practice that. That's the good thing about doing a drawing a day. You know, doing this every single day is I'm getting better and practicing and practicing. But I always have to, you know, add that little caveat that, hey, this isn't going to look like her. I'm going to get as close as I can, but I'm not that kind of artist. I'm just someone actually gave me an idea of what to say. What did they say? They said I'm an animated artist. And I get what they're trying to say. Excuse me. But I was saying, well, I don't do animation, but I think what they're trying to say is my style looks like an animated style, you know, like an animated character style. So, excuse me. I'll edit all that out. If you just now hear me get quiet for a little while, I was coughing. So, this doesn't look that doesn't make me too happy, but it doesn't make me 100% not want to do it. So, I'm just going to refine it a little bit. Bring that down to there. Bring the head back like that. And I guess also the tricky thing about her is she's got braids, but she's also got these weird little details in there that I can't quite draw because they're so super tiny. That's not bad. It's not bad. So I'm just going to do as much as I can. And that's okay. I can live with that. I can live with that. There we go. And let's see. I got to add her braid. Oh yeah. So her hair is all braided back. We'll put it back like this, and it's going to come around. And let me see if I can figure out how to. Let's see. What can I do? It's kind of a. Something like that, right? There we go. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm ready to go. So let's erase some of these sketchy lines. I'm going to keep the. Hang on one second. Keep the strong, confident lines. And that way, the Sharpie will stand out, not the pencil lines. Uh-oh, my whole paper just moved. I got it taped down, but I guess I didn't tape it down good enough. Okay, I think I'm ready. I think I can build off of this. So let's welcome everyone that skipped to the next part. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen is a little finer than the fine point and can find some of the lines that the fine point can't quite find. Booyah! All right. So I sketched the entire thing out, and I'm going to start with the fine point pen to get the details of the face. And I've already talked about this before that I'm not a caricature artist. I can't draw and you say, oh, that looks exactly like the person. That's not me. But I can get it going good enough. So I've got the head. This is facing you. The head is turned slightly like this and down. Okay? So that's the direction we're going in. I'm going to start with the eyelids. I'm going to draw like this and like that. See if I've got them in the right spot. And it looks about right to me. So I'm going to draw in a little bit of an iris here. A little bit of an iris here. That way I've got her looking in a certain direction and I can build off of this. So I can't do much for the pupil. I can do a little bit of a dot and a little bit of a dot on this side too, but I can't do much more because as tiny as my drawing is, I don't want it to start bleeding all over the place into itself. So I'm going to try to draw a little bit of eyeshadow like this. And then bring the eye in just a little bit like that. I'm not going to draw the underside of the eye because it'll bleed. Okay. That side, I'm going to do as much as I can like that because, like I said, it's at an angle and I want a little bit of detail. Okay, there you go. That's about all I can do. So I can draw the bridge of the nose. So I'm going to come in here like this, bring it in just a little, draw the nostril like that. Oop, I got to draw an eyebrow. We just need to do that, right? All right, there we go. So the reason I wanted to do this side is because I have to draw the side of the head because of the angle I have it at. And I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit and go ahead and work my way down. So the mouth is going to be something like this. And let's see, we're going to draw the bottom lip like this. Okay, so now I'm going to build off of it. And again, thicken it up just a little bit. If you're using a pencil, you don't have to thicken it up. I'm just doing it because I'm about to switch over to a Sharpie, the big one, and it's a lot thicker than this Sharpie. So I'm trying to get it ready for what's about to happen, basically. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw her chin. Come in like this. I'm going to try to correct some of the curviness that I got there. And I'm going to go from here. I'm going to draw her ear. Like this. And I'm going to kind of give it a little cartoon roundness of it like that. And so yeah, I was talking about also in the sketch, I was talking about how I couldn't figure out like what to call my style, and someone suggested calling it an animated style. I know what they're saying. You know, there's no animation in here, but you know, they're saying it looks very like an animated character, like a animated character. You know, I'm gonna thicken that up real fast just to try to help that out. And so that's why I do feel that, yeah, it is. I can see that. I can see that it's an animated style, like if it was an animated show. Okay, so the hair is braids, and I'm not going to be able to draw all those braids, so I'm just going to kind of do something like this, and color is going to take care of a lot of it too, but I just wanted to kind of accent what I can do with the braids, and then kind of let color take care of the rest of that. So like I said, I'm just going to draw these lines, and I've got the head sketched out, so that's why I kind of know where I'm going with the shape. And so I'm just kind of playing around with a little bit of what a braid would look like, you know, going back to the back of her head, which is going to be back here like that. So I'll go ahead and draw the edge. And again, because I'm using Sharpies, I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. And I know that looks blank, but when I color it in, it's going to be all one color anyway, so I'm not too worried about that, okay? So let me just color this in. After I just said color it in, it's making me say it over and over again. Color it in, color it in. She does have a few strands hanging off, so let's see if we could do something like that. It's a little bit of artistic creativity, like that. All right, so now that that's said and done, I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie. So see what I'm saying? It's not exactly like her, but you get the idea. So now I'm going to work on her neck. I'm going to draw her collar, something like this. Bring it around like that. Let's see. And I'm gonna draw her braid, and I have a tutorial on braids that I don't know if it's out or not yet, but I'm just kind of playing around with the look of a braid, but not a real braid, because she just has like big knotty ropey hair, you know. And then I'm going to close it off. And I'll go ahead and add just a few little extra little wisps like that, because like I said, color's gonna, like I was saying with her hair, color's gonna take care of a lot of this, so I'm not too worried about all that. All right, so now I'm gonna have her shoulders. Let's see, let's draw this one coming in like this, because it's got like a little shoulder pad. I'll go and do this one over here. That's all you can see of it. And I'm gonna draw the edge, and then I'm gonna come back with a little detail, because I have it bent in like this. She's hunched over in a fighting stance. So let's see, I'm gonna have that one there. Have this one there, and the details of her jacket are pretty cool. So I kind of want to, let's see if I can do it. And then there's a little metal box on this side. Can't really see it because of her hair. We'll add just a little bit of like space detail. And there's what I was trying to do is there's a cool little pattern in her jacket. It's kind of something like this. I'm going to follow these lines. Like that, and it's going to go off the back of her jacket like that. So there, I just wanted to do that, and it's a really cool design. It's really subtle. and it'll disappear a lot with color, but I like the look of it, so I wanted to give it a little bit of that texture. Okay, so let's draw this arm since we're over here. I'm going to draw some bumps and creases because her arm is all bent over. And come down here for the elbow, and it's raised up, so I'm going to draw the glove to the wrist, and we'll go ahead and add some more creases and folds because, like I said, it's a creased material. And so also, do you see what I was talking about? How much the hair, let's see how thin that is compared to how thick this is. That's why I was trying to thicken it up just a little bit, just to match this look down here. Okay, let's give me a little more, few little more. I'm not a good word spurkin. Word speaker. Okay, so let me go back to, I'm trying to, what I was saying also in his sketches, there's no details in pictures of what she looks like. So all I can go by is what's in the Mandalorian screen pictures. That's as good as I got. Let me fix something real quick right here. There's some bumps. There we go. It kind of bled into her face, and I kind of liked it with just a smooth edge. So anyway, I've got her hand in a fist here. So I'm going to draw the back of her hand like this. Pinky's coming in and bent over like that. There's the inside of her wrist. His finger's coming down, but her thumb is right there. So that's over everything. See, now you can only see so much. Like that. So I'm going to come back with a smaller one and add just a little bit of more detail. A little bit of more. Just because I can, and because it helps with giving it that extra little just oomph, you know, when you need to get the hand looking just right. Okay, so there's some lines and detail in the glove, but we're not going to worry about that. Okay, so let's do the other arm over here. Wait, I'm sorry. I hate leaving floating stuff like that, so I'm going to go ahead and draw all the way down. So I'm going to draw her jacket down like this. And there are other little details to the jacket that I can see, so I'm adding those in right there. Then it splits off. Then hand it over like that. And I've got her hunched over, so I got a lot of folds on this end right here. And then this one is going to kind of come down, and there's a big box. Then again, this like tunic style. Edge is going to go, that's going to be part of her leg, so I'm just trying to draw the detail there. It's hanging off, that little tunic style, almost like an open skirt, I guess. I may not even be using that word right. It may not be a tunic. I'm just making that up. Don't listen to me. Okay, again, adding a few little creases and folds from where the material is all bent. And there is like a cool little pattern here on this side that I can't quite make perfect, so I'm just going to kind of fake it and do something like this. Oops, that line shouldn't have been there. It's kind of almost like a weaved little pattern to it. Alright, there we go. So let's draw this other arm over here, and this one's just out, basically doing this. So we're going to draw the sleeve down to the glove. So we'll go ahead and draw the other end back up like that. And again, I'm going to draw some creases and folds. Not as many as that one because it's not quite as bent as bad. But still, I like to do this just to make it come alive. Alright. So this glove is just going to come down here like this to the wrist. And this hand is out like this. So let's see. I kind of drew it like that, but it almost needs to be up like this. Let's see. No, kind of like that. I guess the hand is kind of down. Let's do that. We'll keep the thumb like it is. So I'm going to bring the thumb down here like this into the hand. And there's the back of the hand. And I'm drawing over my sketch, so that's why I'm just drawing a finger. Normally you got to sketch this out. You can't just draw it like this, but I've already sketched it out. So I'm just kind of drawing the fingers over the hand like this. And, whew, I think I messed that up. I kind of did. But let's see if I can fix it with a few little draw lines here and there. Little palm lines. Something like this. There you go. Something like that. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Again, this is how I draw, you know? So I kind of get away with fixing a few things like that, and we're going to give it some crease lines here. Anyway, I can get away with that because, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. All right, so here we go. Now we just got to draw her legs. I've got this one way out, and this one she's kind of posted on both of them. So, like I said in the sketch, her legs, there's no photos of this. I'm just making all this up. So, basically, I'm just going to draw anatomy now. I'm just going to draw her knee like this, down to her boot, back of the leg, back of the knee, to the inner thigh, to the crotch, other leg, down to the knee, down to the boot like this. Same thing, up right here. And before I forget, I'm going to draw that, because I always forget, like, the back of the skirt stuff. I always do. I'm notorious for it. Okay. And so now I'm going to draw, because her legs are spread out, I'm going to draw like some stress lines on the material. And I like doing stuff like this because it kind of, you know, it makes it real. Because your clothing, your material, I've talked about this quite a bit, you know, it's cloth. There's always creases and folds. Alright. Let's see if I can fix this one here. There we go. I made that work. Okay, so now I'm just going to make up a boot because, like I said, I have no idea what her boot looks like, but this should cover it. So I'm just going to come down here, do some kind of space boot. Front of it's down, pointing to the toe like this. Back's like this. All stretched out. Something like that. Okay, so now again, just going to kind of do some space boots. Okay, so we'll just do something like that. There we go. All right, next one, same thing. We're gonna kind of come down. Gonna do the front view, but pointed as well, like this. Something like that. Add a few little extra details for space boots. All right, something like that, you know. Here, let's go ahead and do that over there too. So there you go. I say that's good enough. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Fennec Shand from the Mandalorian. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.